Stalin's survival past 1930 prevented a Soviet purge that could have killed 10 to 15 million people. The conventional wisdom says Joseph Stalin's early demise in 1930 would be a blessing, sparing the Soviet Union from the horrors of collectivization and the Great Purge that historically claimed millions of lives. But this narrative misses a crucial, terrifying truth about power and paranoia in a revolutionary state. Stalin, for all his monstrousness, was a singular, centralizing force. His death wouldn't have brought enlightenment, it would have triggered a fight for survival among his ambitious, equally ruthless lieutenants. Imagine 1930, Stalin is gone. The Politburo, instead of a rubber stamp, becomes a viper's nest. Figures like Leon Trotsky, still an influential exile, and internal rivals like Grigory Zinoviev, Lev Kamenev, and Nikolai Bukharin, previously outmaneuvered by Stalin, are now on an equal footing. The struggle for succession wouldn't be ideological debates, it would be a frantic, no-holds-barred scramble for control over the party, military, and, critically, the NKVD's secret police. This immediate vacuum plunges the USSR into a crisis of leadership, forcing each contender to secure their position by eliminating all potential threats. By 1931, the initial maneuvering would give way to open factional warfare. Each powerful figure would attempt to co-opt parts of the state's security apparatus. Instead of a single NKVD loyal to one leader, we'd see competing security branches, perhaps one aligned with Trotsky, another with Zinoviev, and a third with Bukharin supporters. Each faction would initiate its own brutal purges, not against abstract enemies of the people as much as against loyalists of other factions. The Red Army, instead of being purged from above by Stalin, would see its command structure ripped apart by competing loyalties and arrests from multiple directions. The rural collectivization, already underway, might intensify as different leaders tried to prove their revolutionary zeal and resource control. This era, stretching from 1932 to 1937, becomes the Great Internecine Purge. Deaths escalate not just from executions but from the collapse of social order, famine induced by chaotic agricultural policies, and the breakdown of infrastructure as political infighting paralyzes governance. By 1938, a weakened, decimated USSR emerges from this multi-front purge, having lost anywhere from 10 to 15 million citizens, a toll significantly higher and more chaotic than Stalin's historical purges. With its military leadership decimated multiple times over by factional purges and its industrial capacity stunted by disarray, the Soviet Union would be profoundly ill-equipped to face the escalating threat of Nazi Germany. The historical Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact might never happen, or prove strategically worthless. When Hitler invades in 1941, the USSR, instead of eventually rallying, collapses swiftly under the disunity and devastation wrought by its internal bloodbath. This radically alters World War II's Eastern Front, potentially allowing Germany to consolidate its European empire and fundamentally reshaping the Cold War, or even preventing its historical emergence entirely. The post-war global power balance is irrevocably altered without a strong Soviet counterweight. So, while Stalin's tyranny was horrific, his grip, ironically, confined the terror to a singular, albeit vast, channel. Removing him early would not have prevented disaster, it would have detonated a fractured state, resulting in an even deadlier, more chaotic Holocaust that changed the course of the 20th century in ways few could predict. Follow, tomorrow we change another moment in history.